All right, well, today we're on site and we brought all our tools to the job site, so hopefully I didn't forget anything. I probably did. But we're looking at this window trim that has failed, and kind of curious what kind of material that is because shouldn't have done that. And I know it's a southern exposure, it's a window trim, so it gets a lot of moisture and sun and things like that, but I think I'm curious to see what's under there. Had it been redwood or cedar, I'm feeling like things would still be sound. So we're going to tear that off, all four pieces around the window, and then got some new material to recreate the dimensions, the size, the shape, and then we're going to paint it up and put it back, caulk it, and hopefully be like new. So we'll see how things go. So we've got the bottom edge pretty well taken off, and something I noticed is that whoever installed this used caulking on the bottom edge, and in my training that's never been good practice because that will trap water, and trapping water means damage, and I think that's possibly why this right corner looks like it does. It's going to make for a difficult removal. Okay, well, we got that bottom piece off, and it was caulked pretty heavily on the bottom edge, and it did look like it was holding water. You can see some of those nails are rusty that mount the window, and that's a sign that water did get trapped behind there. We were able to get the piece out without damaging the shingles, so I'm feeling good about that. Well, it looks like they've caulked all this too. And so this piece wants to come out, wants to tear these off, which I want to leave. And so we'll see. So my plan is to use a nail set and try to set all the nails so that they're not actually holding the material anymore, and it's just the caulking. And so I'm gonna, if I can locate them, I'm just gonna take the nail set and just drive them in, try to pull that wood out, and then pull those nails after I get the wood out. And if that doesn't work, I may have to get a saw in here. I hate to do that though. Okay, not coming out too easy. It's definitely tight in all along here. Again, I want to save this. Part of the problem with the remodel is you got to tear things out without ruining things. And so I think I'm going to start trying to take the top piece off, and maybe we can work down from the top see how we just pick our way and just be gentle. Well, we started into that top piece of trim, and it's the bottom edge of it is shot. The top edge is pretty decent, protected by that metal Z flashing up there, which I want to save too because it goes behind the shingles, and it's doing a good job. So I'm trying to save that. But that caulking is holding that trim in on the edges, and I think I'm gonna have to set up with a skill saw and just try to make a rip right along that trim piece and make it smaller so I can kind of ease it out. Okay, so I've got the skill saw here. Forgot my cordless at home, darn it. But I wanted to show you I got my blade height set so it just doesn't go all the way through. I don't want to hit that window flange, and I can hopefully pry it out from there. I'm just gonna kind of run a line up right on the inside there and see if I can make things smaller. Yahtzee. Well, that worked. I was able to keep the shingles in place and remove that material. And okay, 2 down, 2 to go. I think I'm going to start with just the saw on this one. Work up this edge, inside edge, or outside edge, where the caulking is. Seemed to work pretty good on the other side. And lo and behold, I think we're dealing with pine. So I don't know why anybody would put pine on the exterior, even if you paint it. It's just not going to last. And we're looking at about 20 years here, which I like to build things for a lifetime. Pine. Try to get this top piece out next. Try to save that metal flashing on the top edge though, that little drip flashing. And it's always good to keep a clean job site. Customers always like that. and particularly nails and things. I did find one termite, and I'm surprised I didn't find more. New material. Starting at the bottom, and then I'll work up the sides, and then I'll do that top piece. And in thinking about how water runs from the top to the bottom, anytime you do roofing or siding, you always start at the bottom and you work up. Okay, I got this piece cut the length, got it fitting back in flush. I'm going to cut a little angle here right at this point, so where the window meets the wood. Let the water run this way. Okay, well, got this piece cut. I like to put this in there. This is to not allow drips. As the water hits here, runs down here, it'll hit that little saw curve and it'll drop rather than go back to the building. I forget what that's called, but common practice. Okay, we got that first piece tacked in place. Well, just one nail right now. And that's because we haven't put any paint on it yet. So we want to paint all sides before we install. I'm just going to tack things in place, take them out, paint them, then I'll put them back. Working up these edges next. There he is, our little friend. Termite. Okay, well, we got our bottom, our two sides, and we got the top piece to go. Everything's just tacked into place again because we're going to put the paint on it before we actually do the final install. Okay, well, I think we got that top piece ready to go in. I didn't send it all the way because I was afraid about getting it out. That top metal flashing is kind of holding it. So okay, we are back. Got all of our trim boards painted, both sides, and I'm going to start on the bottom and work up as I mentioned, and then using caulk in appropriate places. All right, there you have it. Should be as good as new. Close to it.